Stop! If you're over 60, the fruit you eat every day could be helping or quietly hurting your kidneys. I'm Dr. Jessica Parker, and today I'll reveal 5 powerful fruits that may help support healthy kidney function naturally. The number 1 fruit has surprised researchers and could change the way you think about your grocery list forever. Don't miss this. It could be one of the most important health videos you watch this year. Most people spend their lives worrying about their heart, their blood pressure, or their blood sugar, yet they almost never think about the 2 silent organs working every second to keep them alive. Your kidneys never ask for attention. They never complain loudly. They simply continue filtering your blood, balancing your body's fluids, removing waste, and protecting every cell until one day they can no longer keep up. That is the hidden danger. The kidneys don't usually fail with dramatic warning signs. They decline quietly year after year, while most people mistake the early signals for nothing more than getting older. Feeling more tired than usual, swollen ankles at the end of the day, waking up several times each night, or noticing that food doesn't taste the way it once did, these changes often seem too ordinary to matter. But your body rarely shouts before it whispers. The problem is that human behavior is designed to ignore whispers. Our brains are wired to respond to emergencies, not gradual change. If your kidneys caused severe pain every time they became stressed, you would immediately change your habits. Instead, they continue working silently, adapting to years of poor nutrition, dehydration, excess salt, high blood sugar, and chronic inflammation without demanding your attention. That silence creates one of the greatest psychological traps in health. We assume that because we don't feel a problem, no problem exists. This is why the foods you eat every day matter far more than most people realize. Every bite you take sends chemical signals throughout your body. Some of those signals increase inflammation, while others help support the natural systems your kidneys rely on. This isn't magic, it's biology. Yet people are naturally drawn to complicated solutions. They spend hundreds of dollars searching for miracle supplements while ignoring simple foods that have been sitting in grocery stores their entire lives. The human brain often believes that expensive means effective and familiar means ordinary. That belief quietly blinds people to some of the most valuable health choices available. The remarkable truth is that certain fruits provide nutrients, antioxidants, fiber, and naturally occurring compounds that can support overall health as part of a balanced diet. They are not miracle cures, and they cannot reverse kidney disease overnight, but they can become part of a lifestyle that supports healthy aging. The body responds to patterns, not shortcuts. Think about 2 neighbors who are both 70 years old. One reaches for processed snacks, sugary drinks, and convenience foods every day because those habits were formed decades ago. The other gradually replaces some of those choices with fresh fruit, vegetables, water, and balanced meals. Neither person notices dramatic changes after 1 week. That is exactly why so many people quit healthy habits too soon. The body rarely rewards consistency with instant results. Instead, it quietly builds resilience beneath the surface. Month after month, year after year, those repeated decisions begin shaping blood vessels, blood pressure, blood sugar, and the organs that depend on them. The kidneys keep score even when your mind forgets the choices you made. Biology remembers what behavior repeats. Behavioral science teaches us something uncomfortable. Most people don't change because of information. They change because of emotion. They wait until a frightening diagnosis, a hospital stay, or the loss of someone they love before questioning routines that have existed for years. But the strongest people are those who learn before crisis forces them to. They become curious while they are still healthy. They stop asking, "What's the fastest solution?" and begin asking, "What small choice can I repeat every day that my future self will thank me for?" That single shift changes everything. Health is not built in moments of motivation. It is built in moments so ordinary that most people never notice them. One of those ordinary moments happens every time you stand in front of a bowl of fruit. Most people see a simple snack. Few realize they are looking at an opportunity to nourish the body with nutrients that support countless biological processes. The real power isn't in one fruit alone. It is in the decision to consistently choose foods that work with your body instead of constantly forcing it to compensate for your habits. Your kidneys have spent decades protecting you without asking for recognition. Perhaps the greatest hidden truth is that they don't need perfection from you. They simply need you to stop taking their silence for granted. Because the day your kidneys finally speak loudly is often the day you realize you should have listened when they were whispering. One of the biggest myths in modern health is that the kidneys suddenly stop working one day. They don't. They slowly adapt, compensate, and fight for you every single hour until they can no longer hide the damage. That's what makes kidney health so deceptive. Unlike a broken bone or a severe infection, your kidneys rarely demand your attention in the early stages. They simply continue filtering nearly 50 gallons of blood every day, removing waste, balancing minerals, regulating blood pressure, and protecting every organ without asking for recognition. Most people never think about this incredible workload because they cannot see it. Human behavior is wired to react to visible problems, not invisible ones. If your skin developed a rash every time your kidneys were under stress, your eating habits would change overnight. But because the warning signs are often subtle, slightly swollen feet, lower energy, changes in urination, or persistent fatigue, your brain quickly files them away as normal aging. That single assumption has quietly become one of the greatest enemies of healthy aging. Now consider something even more surprising. Every trip to the grocery store becomes a biological decision, whether you realize it or not. Every piece of food you place into your cart sends a message to your body. Some foods increase the workload on your kidneys by contributing to excess sodium, added sugars, or unhealthy dietary patterns. Others provide fiber, vitamins, antioxidants, and nutrients that support overall health as part of a balanced diet. The body doesn't judge your intentions. It simply responds to the signals you repeat day after day. This is where human psychology quietly works against us. We tend to chase dramatic solutions because they feel exciting. A miracle detox, an expensive supplement, or a viral health trend captures attention far more easily than a simple bowl of fresh fruit. Yet biology rarely rewards excitement. It rewards consistency. The people who maintain better health over decades are usually not the ones searching for shortcuts. They are the ones quietly making supportive choices so often that those choices become part of who they are. Think about two people who wake up every morning with the same goal of staying healthy after 60. One believes that health comes from occasional bursts of motivation. They eat well for a week, then return to old habits because they don't see immediate results. The other understands something deeper. They know the body is always listening, even when nothing seems to be happening. They consistently choose foods that nourish rather than overload the body's natural systems. Weeks pass without dramatic changes. Months pass with only small improvements. But years later, those tiny decisions have accumulated into something remarkable. Their health isn't the result of one extraordinary action. It is the product of thousands of ordinary ones repeated without fail. That is one of the least understood truths about the human body. Your future is rarely shaped by what you do once. It is shaped by what you repeat. This is why certain fruits deserve more attention than they usually receive. Not because they are magical or because they can cleanse your kidneys overnight, they can't, but because they offer nutrients that fit naturally into a healthy dietary pattern. Many fruits provide antioxidants that help protect cells from oxidative stress, fiber that supports metabolic health, and water that contributes to hydration. Together with a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle, these foods may support the body's normal functions. The real secret isn't hidden inside one fruit. The secret is hidden inside repetition. Every healthy choice becomes another vote for the future version of yourself. Every unhealthy habit quietly casts a vote in the opposite direction. The body counts every vote, even when your mind forgets that you ever cast it. Behavioral science teaches us that people protect routines far more fiercely than they protect their health. Once a habit becomes automatic, it disappears from conscious thought. That's why so many people continue eating the same processed foods for decades without ever questioning whether those habits still serve the body they have today. The brain loves familiarity because familiarity feels safe. But familiar does not always mean beneficial. The strongest people are not those who never make mistakes. They are the ones willing to interrupt old routines long enough to ask a difficult question. Is this daily habit helping the person I want to become, or quietly pulling me away from that future? That single question can change everything. Perhaps the greatest hidden truth is that your kidneys have never asked you to be perfect. They don't expect flawless eating or impossible discipline. They simply respond to the environment you create, one meal, one drink, and one choice at a time. Long before disease appears, your body has already been adapting to your daily behavior. And one day, the life you are living becomes the health you are carrying. The most dangerous decision isn't choosing the wrong food once. It is believing that the small choices you repeat every day don't matter until it's too late. One of the greatest mistakes people make after the age of 60 is believing that the foods hurting their kidneys are the only ones that matter. The hidden truth is far more unsettling. Your kidneys are influenced just as much by the healthy choices you fail to make as they are by the unhealthy choices you repeat every day. Human beings naturally focus on avoiding danger. We ask, what should I stop eating? But very few people ask the more important question, what should I consistently give my body to help it perform the job it has been doing for me every second of my life? That shift in thinking changes everything. Your kidneys are not waiting for a miracle. They are waiting for better signals. Every meal you eat becomes a conversation with your body. Every snack sends instructions. Every drink becomes information. Some messages tell your body to struggle harder. Others quietly support the systems designed to keep you alive. The remarkable part is that these conversations happen whether you notice them or not. Biology never takes a day off. Even while you're sleeping, your kidneys continue filtering your blood, balancing minerals, regulating fluid levels, and helping control blood pressure. They ask for nothing in return except a healthy environment in which to do their work. Yet most people don't think about their kidneys until something goes wrong. That is the strange contradiction of human behavior. We rarely appreciate silent systems until they stop working. Imagine walking into a grocery store with two different mindsets. The first person fills their cart based on habit. They reach for the same processed snacks, sugary drinks, and convenience foods they have bought for years because familiarity feels comfortable. The second person pauses for a moment and asks a simple question before every choice. Will this support the body I hope to have 5 years from now? That single question completely changes the way decisions are made. Behavioral science tells us that our daily actions are rarely controlled by knowledge alone. They are controlled by identity. People who see themselves as someone protecting their health naturally begin making different choices without feeling like they are sacrificing something. Their habits change because their identity changes first. They stop eating healthy because they are trying to lose weight. They start eating healthy because they believe they are the kind of person who protects the organs that protect them. This is where fruit becomes more powerful than most people realize. Not because one fruit can magically repair damaged kidneys or flush toxins overnight. It cannot. But because choosing nutrient-rich foods consistently reflects a completely different way of thinking. Many fruits provide fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, and natural compounds that support overall health as part of a balanced eating pattern. They also encourage people to replace highly processed foods that often contain excessive sodium, added sugars, or unhealthy fats. The real benefit is not just what you add, it's what you gradually replace. Every healthy choice quietly pushes an unhealthy habit out of your routine. Over months and years, that replacement becomes one of the most powerful forces in long-term health. Small decisions repeated consistently become biological instructions that your body follows every single day. Think about someone who plants a tree. They don't dig a hole, water it once, and expect shade by the weekend. They understand that growth happens slowly beneath the surface long before it becomes visible. Health works the same way. People become frustrated because they don't see dramatic results after a few days of eating better. They assume nothing is happening and return to old habits. But inside the body, invisible work is already taking place. Healthy routines influence metabolism, blood pressure, blood sugar control, inflammation, and countless other processes over time. The body is always adapting to the environment you create. It doesn't reward impatience, it rewards consistency. There is another hidden truth few people ever consider. Every time you choose convenience over nourishment, you strengthen that habit inside your brain. Neural pathways become more automatic with repetition. Soon, unhealthy decisions no longer feel like decisions at all. They become unconscious routines. The opposite is equally true. Every time you reach for fresh fruit instead of processed snacks, every time you drink water instead of sugary beverages, every time you make one supportive choice, you reinforce a healthier identity. Eventually, those actions require less effort because your brain begins treating them as the new normal. That is how lasting transformation happens, not through motivation, but through repetition. Perhaps the deepest lesson is this: your kidneys do not remember your promises. They remember your patterns. They respond to what you consistently do, not what you occasionally intend to do. Every healthy choice becomes an investment in the future version of yourself. Every neglected habit quietly withdraws from that account. And one day, without realizing exactly when it happened, you will either wake up grateful for the choices you repeated or wishing you had listened while your body was still giving you the chance. As people grow older, they often begin searching for one extraordinary solution that will protect their health forever. They look for the perfect supplement, the newest superfood, or the latest miracle discovered on the internet. But the body doesn't survive because of one extraordinary decision. It survives because of thousands of ordinary ones repeated every single day. This is the hidden truth that few people truly understand. Your kidneys are not asking you to be perfect. They are asking you to be consistent. Every hour of every day, these remarkable organs quietly filter your blood, regulate fluid balance, remove waste products, help control blood pressure, and maintain the delicate chemistry that keeps every cell alive. They do this without applause, without recognition, and often without a single warning until they are under significant stress. That silence has fooled millions of people into believing that if they feel fine, everything inside them must be functioning perfectly. But biology has never worked that way. The body whispers for years before it ever raises its voice. One of the greatest psychological traps in health is what behavioral scientists call the normalization of gradual decline. The brain is incredibly adaptable. If something changes slowly enough, your mind stops noticing it. You don't suddenly wake up with low energy. It fades little by little. You don't instantly become less active. You simply stop taking the evening walk, then stop using the stairs, then begin sitting a little longer every day. Before you realize it, the person you are has quietly become different from the person you once were. The same pattern happens with eating habits. The handful of processed snacks becomes a daily routine. The sugary drink becomes a habit instead of a treat. Fresh fruit slowly disappears from the kitchen because convenience wins another silent battle. None of these decisions seem important by themselves, yet your kidneys remember every one of them. They don't respond to intentions. They respond to behavior. Imagine two people standing in front of the same fruit bowl every morning. One sees nothing more than something to eat before breakfast. The other sees an opportunity to give their body water, fiber, vitamins, antioxidants, and naturally occurring plant compounds that contribute to overall health as part of a balanced diet. The fruit itself is not magical. It cannot erase years of unhealthy habits or cure kidney disease. But the decision behind choosing it represents something much more powerful. It represents a person who has decided to cooperate with their biology instead of constantly fighting against it. That is the real transformation. Health begins long before the food reaches your stomach. It begins with the identity that shapes the choice. Behavior is always stronger than motivation.